And that's all I know. And tomorrow I will say my third one, which is everything. But that's it, that's all I got. How's everybody doing? I'm just going to go on the assumption that most of you understand me, and if not, we'll have to read the translation later on the internet, which I always look forward to doing, because I'm never really sure what I say up here. This is quite the space. I feel like I'm giving a lecture at the university right now. This is quite interesting. Did you ever see that one lecture, who was it? Kelsey Grammer, who was walking, and he just fell right off the front of the stage? Don't let me do that. Never let that down. Well, I as most
Tell us about Jerry.
You know what? That's good. I'm glad we'll start with that. I'll tell you everything you've ever wanted to know, and everything that I know about him. And it's really summed up in 2 words. He's tall. That's it. That's all I know. I have the microphone, you dummy. That's it. He doesn't need one. He just yells. Well, as most of you know, we had another one of these in England last weekend, and for most of us, we all just kind of stayed in Europe and went our own ways and did our own things. I've actually spent a few days in Germany, so I've been here. I was down in a beautiful city, village, maybe Freiburg. Anybody? My wife, Danielle, has family friends. Yeah. I agree. She has some family friends that live in Freiburg. So we went down to visit them, and we were walking through the Black Forest. Fun. We went wine tasting there, had some really good German wine. What else? We took a tractor ride. I'm not kidding. We took a tractor ride to our restaurant to eat dinner. I felt like I was back in Texas. Anyway, lovely spot, very, very beautiful, and I look forward to returning there sometime soon. So, anyway, with that said, are we going to do questions? This is how I'm looking for somebody that might be official. Are there microphones? Do we have questions? Or am I just going to sit up here and do a song and dance for the next half hour? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Where is it? Is it? Ah, yes. Hi. I'll start here and then we'll back. How you doing? There we go. Can we get some volume on the mics, please? There we go.
It's great to see you here. What I wanted to ask is actually regarding Jared. Every time he yells, Sam yells, to me it feels like my ears are going to pop off. How does it feel for you? No?
Wait, every time he yells what?
Whenever he yells, it feels like, my ears are going to pop off. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it generally feels like that to most people. He's, as you know, in addition to being a large human, he also has a very large voice. And I know it's, he can try to be like, well, I'm an actor, we're supposed to have very booming voices. No, you're a television actor, you're not on stage. Yeah, I don't know. He drives me crazy anyways. There's many ways in which he drives me nuts.
I really love, by the way you had Jared's back last week when that awful woman said that thing about his hair. Thank you.
About his hair?
Yeah, you remember that one, the American one?
Yes?
And I asked you a question and said, I love his hair.
Yes.
I said because of that, because I would never say it otherwise. So it's really great that you two.
Well, you know, we try. And they pay us a lot of money to do so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Hi.
Sabia levar essa
This is going to be an interesting day because all the speakers are pointing this way. I can't, so I'm going to just come over here. Okay. You repeat your question, and I can hear you better. I'm sorry, I was having trouble. Just come on. Personal highlight, thank you. American Indian, sorry. Personal highlight. There's a lot of, I would say, people and characters and individuals and things that I find inspiration in. I don't know that there's necessarily one person that has everything. Maybe my father and mother are probably I know that sounds cheesy, but I really do have an amazing family, and my father and mother are pretty incredible people to which I can only try to be. So I find a lot of security and inspiration in my relationship with them, also with obviously my relationship with Neil. And I think it's relationships and things like that that I find the most ideal for me. Even my relationship with Gary can be somewhat inspirational. But you spend that much time with somebody, you're bound to make something work. So we managed to do so. Thank you. I wish I had a better answer, but everything is an idol to me, I guess, for the reasons. Even you guys. Go ahead and ask a question if I can't hear you.
If you could choose.
I'm literal. You can choose.
Which monster of the week would you like to be directing about?
Which monster of the week would I most like to be directing about? I think I did that. It was Bobby Singer. Unfortunately, Jim Beaver couldn't be here, and he is not a monster. He's definitely a hero. But monsters of the week, ooh, that's a good one. We've had a lot of good ones. You know what I'd like to come back and actually, this will be one of my top. I don't know if my number one. I have to really sit down and think about it, but there's definitely one that comes to mind. That's that would be Todd Stash's portrayal of Dracula. Just because I love Todd, and he makes me laugh uncontrollably. But I honestly think it would be fun to try and direct him. He's gonna do what he wants, but it would be fun to watch him do that from behind the monitor. So there's one for you. Yeah.
I think a lot of us are
In here, you don't see it? I didn't see the final cut. I saw Hawkeye, but it was not the final. It's already aired. Tough luck. But I was there, so like I remember that.
And because of the now I started thinking, do you remember that he used to have an amulet?
I only wore it for like 4 years. Okay, so what?
Do you think that it will ever appear again?
Will it ever return?
Yes, and have any meaning, maybe?
I don't know. It was, it was such a part of Dean's kind of costume for so long, and it never really had a meaning. I think a lot of people wanted to know what does it mean, what does it mean, what does it mean. So Ricky, he had the idea of coming up with the story behind the amulet, which you all remember from a few seasons ago. And I think when Dean finally took off the amulet and tossed it in the trash can, that was the end of that scene. So theoretically, Sam could have picked it out of the trash can and kept it with him, and it could come in.
The character driving the story was Dean. So it was a lot of work. I got very, very exhausted after about episode 8. I was just, and I've never in 6 years ever called down to the producers and the writers and said, hey guys, I need a break like that. Can you just like give me a lighter episode, one episode, just anything, just a day off. Meanwhile, Jared's like in Hawaii hanging out. I'm back there holding down the fort. So it was, I would say, just the schedule, how taxing the schedule was this past season was the hardest and the most I've worked in 6 years. Character-wise and acting-wise, season 4 was probably most challenging.
Thank you.
If you could change a few things Dean did during the seasons, what would it be and how do you think it would supernatural look like now?
One more time. I almost got it.
If you could change a few things Dean did in all the seasons, what would it be and how do you think it would supernatural look like now?
If I could change one thing?
Something.
Anything. What would it be over the past 6 seasons?
Yeah, sure.
But if I could change anything, I would make Jared shorter. So then this 6'1", 190-pound Texan wouldn't be considered the small guy. No, I understand the question. If I could change anything for Dean or for the story, that's tough because I really love this show, and it's with its greatest hits and with its biggest faults. I think it's it is found a strength, and I really like where we've become. I mean, that's there are things that I would change about. Or if I was asked a question about my life, if there's something that you could go back and change, sure there are things that might have made my life a little easier, but at the same time, all the faults that happened have brought me here, and I'm very happy with where I'm at. So I'm really happy with the show. I would say maybe the one thing would be to have had a way to bring on more. Poor Mark Shepard.
Hi Jensen. The question I want to ask was, if Dean had gone to university, what subject would you study?
Sororities. Did you guys get a question? If he went to university, what subject would you study? I don't know. Auto mechanics. Probably would have succeeded in that. I'm not sure there's any other subject that he would have succeeded. He wasn't going to be like, aeronautical engineering. Although that'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's. I mean, you gotta think of his strengths. He's good under the hood of a car and a girl. Really, just a couple of lines. That's all. Tough crowd. Yeah, I don't know. I think he would probably would want.
Would you not consider being a PE teacher?
A what?
A PE teacher?
Would he be a PE teacher? Yeah, if he was forced to go to high school, he would be a PE teacher just so he could like chuck balls at the kids. You guys ever hear the story about that? You don't remember what the scene where Dean threw the dodgeball at the kid? That wasn't even in the script. I came up to Bob when I read that scene, and I'm like, hey, Bob, I think we like pick a kid at the edge of that like background, just have me just pelt him with the ball. And he just laughed, started laughing. He's like, go pick him. And I was like, you. And I was like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit you really hard with this ball. And he was like, okay. I'm like, I can't promise that it won't hurt. And he was like, okay. Okay. And then I just beat my hell out of him. I know, he was a sport though. He was actually laughing at the end of it after the wells went away. Thanks.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. Well, what I want to ask is, well, your dad since about 5 years ago, and you have to do the job, family business. Well, what do you think? What would be different if he was still alive?
If Dad was still alive,
Yeah.
well, a lot of things would be different. That's a good question. We always talk about, finding a way to bring Dad and John back to life. That's actually going back to a previous question. If I could change one thing, that might be high on the list of things. Would be to have Jeffrey D. Morgan as a full-time character on the show. It would change a ton of things. It would, we would have an extra man, an extra part of the posse. We would have. I would tell one thing: Dean probably wouldn't be as much of the leader that he is because he would have his father involved, but it would also bring in a lot of dynamics of how they play brothers against each other. That would be another piece of the puzzle that could tear the brothers apart. If the demons take Dad, and Sam wants to go this way, and Dean wants to go that way. I mean, it's just, it could add a whole different element to the storytelling. Would it be good? Absolutely. I mean, the guy, Jeff's awesome. I mean, he's a great actor. There's a lot of fun work that did it with us. Perfect. He's a big movie star now. He's got a good career, and I'm very happy for him. I still talk to him quite often, and I actually went to his son's first birthday party a few months ago. So it's little Gus. So anyway, maybe a different time, but that would have been fun.
So it's not that at all.
It's what?
So it's not that at all for you.
It's not bad.
That.
It's not dead, it's not that, it's not... I'm sorry. It's not...
You go to... So he is actually dead, his body is dead.
Yes.
He is actually
So it's quite difficult to bring him back.
Yes, because he is dead. That generally makes things a little difficult. But like I said earlier, you're never really dead on the show. How many times have I died? Seriously, does anybody know how many times Dean's died?
A lot.
Yeah, you need to. So, there you go. All right. Hello.
Sorry, so this is a little like short. So my question is, when you first get the script for a new episode, like first read through it, do you have ever the moment like where you think something doesn't end up or something is out of character or there's a plot hole? Do you ever like doubt the script?
Do I ever doubt the script?
Yeah, like when you like read scenes, do you ever have the feeling that something is out of character?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Can you
All the
give
time.
an example?
Is what's happening? There's a lot of murmur. Is like Jared taking his shirt off somewhere? Or... Diamond, Ruby, bitte zum Autogramm. Do you want me to leave? Am I done? No? Then shut up! No, I need to go though, seriously go. Because it's about to get really interesting. Things are going to get all over everything. No, seriously. Yep, spoilers for season 7. See you later. Oh, and Eric Kripke's going to come out and explain everything. No, there's stuff. Okay, so I'm sorry, back to your question. Yeah, when I read a script, do I ever second guess it or do I ever think that it's not in the character? Well, I should say all the time, but I should say that yes, that definitely happens on occasion. But this is where it's really kind of cool with our show, is the stories get broken in the writer room, and then whoever breaks that story or the story gets designated to one of the writers, of which we have a few. And then that writer will go and write that script by themselves. So they will bring that writer's draft to the writer's room, and then as a collective they will make notes and do some changes. It always passes the desk where
Ja, heute was zum Beschreiben, total.
So if I read a writer's draft or a studio draft and I find some things in there, I don't make a phone call because it hasn't quite, Eric hasn't put his stamp on it quite yet. He hasn't gone through it meticulously made every change that needs to be made. You know what I'm saying? So after Eric does it, it then becomes very deep or very sad or very violent. And he understands the character so well. Like that. I trust that they're going to take care of Dean very much. I have a lot of confidence in them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you can understand my English.
Yes, hi.
This is going to sound creepy, but we all saw pictures of you at the Renaissance Fair, thanks to your buddy Steve.
I did go to the Renaissance Fair, yes.
Just wondering if you ever actually hit the target with either the knives or the battle axe.
Did I honestly, it's not, obviously I can understand you. It's the reverberating that I can't understand. So what, I'm sorry, what was it? How you doing, buddy? So a few weeks ago, Danielle, she loves the Renaissance Fair. Do you guys know what that is?
Yes.
It's like a medieval fair, you know, with jousting and sword fighting and everybody dresses. It's like a circus. She wanted to go, so myself and Steve Carlson, who some of you know, another friend of ours, Mike Rowe, we went to the fair, and we got our hats and we didn't really get dressed up, but we got dressed up enough to where we didn't feel completely like idiots. But they have a lot of games there, like the medieval games, like the sword throwing, the spear chucking, and the whatever. And I did do. It was I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like a big giant blade, and then they had like the big bales of hay with the target on it. And the thing was maybe that big, and then had kind of a curved blade on the end of it. So it was like a machete but with half the blade, and you basically just chuck it end over end and hit a target. I was walking by and I was like, I need to try this. And the guy was like, all right, I'll give you 3 shots. And I was like, okay. So I went like, boom, right in the ground. It's like, all right, we're just gonna test the weight, feel the weight. Way over the target. And then I was like, now I was getting mad. And Daniel was like, come on! And so the next one, bullseye. I was like, yeah! And that was the good one. There was a bad one, which was the dunk tank. You guys know what a dunk tank is? The guy sits on a little chair above some water and you have to hit the button next to him. Well, I guess it's part of the custom there at the fair for these people to talk trash. You guys know what that is? To insult me and to insult my bride and to insult everything. And I mean, it was to the point where it was just heckling. And so I had about 5 baseballs to hit. And I couldn't hit it, and he was like, oh, you suck. You can't throw, you throw like a girl. I was throwing harder, and he's like, come on. He just kept like, laughing at me, and he was like, oh, why don't you go, make me some dinner, you nanny. And so, and finally, I threw the last one, and I didn't even come close. And then the guy working the desk started laughing, and he was like, and I'm like, I'll give you $10 if you go press that button. So I had to buy my way out of that one. Are we good? We gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. It's okay. I won't be gone. Just somewhere else. Listen, thank you guys very much for coming. This is